We kind of flip-flop classes, so we have 60 CCA kids between myself and Mr. Silvernail, which makes it pretty awesome. Mr. Silvernail and I work well together, and we will be doing some things where we bring the whole group of 60 together as a class. Anyhow, so I'm Miss Mangiardi. I teach English here. I've been here for the past, 4 years. Before I was here, I was an American, and before American, I was at Independence in San Jose. I used to coach a soccer team here. I'm not coaching this year. It's a little sad, but I'm looking forward to having more time to be a good teacher. So, what else would you need to know about me? I teach seniors and I teach freshmen, and I've always taught seniors here. So I've always taught the Quest project here, and you should know that I love the Quest project. It's the main reason I come back here year after year, and that might seem kind of crazy to some people right now, but at the end of the year, when you see those testimonies, and I encourage you to come and watch testimonies, even if your own child doesn't want you actually at their testimony, we always need volunteers to help us sit on a testimony panel. I encourage you to do it, because when you see what these students do, it's amazing. And because I care so much about this project and I want it to be a good experience for everyone, I definitely make it a part of my class. It's not something I ever throw at the students. Oh, don't forget your Quest assignment. Yeah, it's due next week sometime. Good luck with that. It's definitely something we do during class. I actually have, I put the list up there, but I don't know if I like it up there. I might move it. But I signed up for a day in the library for every single Quest assignment. So I look at the due date for the Quest assignment, and then I try to schedule a day in the library a week or two in advance. So we can go to the library and have time to work with the teacher and Miss McCulley on how to write our essays and how to do research and what is an annotated bibliography for the Quest assignment. What should that look like? So all year long, we are working on Quest, and I kind of already have a monopoly on the library for that, so I'm excited about that part. Anyhow, just know I try to make it a very positive experience for everyone, and I'm very confident that any student who's ever walked out of this room would say the same thing about this class. That their Quest project, whether they totally fell in love with the assignment, and I feel like some of them do, or not, that they felt like they had the support to pass the Quest project. So I do feel confident in that aspect. So let's see, other things I want to talk about. You probably saw a syllabus, because every student was supposed to print one out and have you sign it. If you ever want to refer it, it's online on SchoolWires or irvington.org, Teachers tab, find my name. Down the left-hand side of the page, there's a link that says English 12 CCA Documents, and you can find the syllabus. I try to plan the entire year on the syllabus. I try, but I'm subject to the book schedule at Irvington. English teachers, we teach out of novels, but the district always buys us textbooks. And that's really the case, I think, across the United States. And it's probably the case also across the United States that English teachers use novels. So we're kind of a novel shortage at Irvington, so we're kind of subject to who has the novels that you want and when can you get them. But this is my plan for the entire year. We did start out with talking a little bit about college. We went to the Career Center, we learned all the important dates. Ms. Kimmel told us about when to sign up for the SAT, how to log on to CSU Mentor, what does the UC application look like, and so on and so forth. Last week we worked on a mini research project. The main goal of the project was to reacquaint ourselves with MLA formatting, big thing at Irvington, a big part of the Quest project. I chose a topic, hopefully, that helps us also explore our moral compass. The topic was cheating. So any kind of cheating they were allowed to research. So we had students talk about insider trading and Martha Stewart from a few years ago. I had one group do their project on plagiarism in school. I had another group do their project on copywriting in music, when artists steal songs from other artists. I have some of the brochures in the back of the room on a variety of topics. There were students who did when the soccer players in the last World Cup fell down on purpose to get the penalty kick, and then it changed the outcome of the game. And we researched these things and made works cited pages, which was the academic focus. We also had some nice discussions on honesty and truth, which actually is a great segue into 1984, which deals a lot with truth and what is truth. So this week we worked on creating utopias. They're actually in the back of the room. So the students were asked to create a utopia and the most beautiful place. And they did. They came up with these amazing, idyllic places with hope and peace and harmony and everyone works together. And then today I asked them to govern their utopias, and this is before we learned about what dystopia even means. It's before we've learned about totalitarianism or scary communistic dictatorships. It's before we've learned any of that, and somehow all of their beautiful paradisal places turn into these really scary places that no one would ever want to live. You can see some of the examples in the back. I think one of them is ruled by this guy who oversees everyone because he has cameras on every single tree, and if you try to leave the island, these things that are masquerading as turtles, they're actually machine guns, will kill you. So, it's a kind of a join us or die kind of situation, which is exactly the book 1984. So when we start reading that, it's awesome to be able to say, actually, you know, you might think this part of the book is confusing, but if you remember Ivan's project, he kind of did the exact same thing with the cameras and the Big Brother. So I'm excited about reading that book. It's one of my favorites. I get a little crazy when I read it, but that's probably what the author kind of meant for it to happen. From the next book we read after that is another dystopic novel, Brave New World. Similar ideas, but a different type of government, a different way to instill those beliefs, and also very similar to what some of the groups are coming up with by we manufacture people and we put chips in their head to make them nice to each other. I mean, it's just like Brave New World. Anyhow, I would really like to teach this new book this year by an author who lives in San Francisco. His name is Dave Eggers. He runs the most amazing after-school writing project for students in that area. And I requested it on one of those websites where they give money to schools. I just can't think of it. Donors Choose. So I requested 60 of these books on Donors Choose, and I'm waiting to hear back, so hopefully we get those. If we don't, I have plenty of other things we could do. We're going to do some literary criticism, Marxism, feminist criticism, Freudian criticism, new criticism, historical biographical, and then we're going to read Kafka's Metamorphosis, which is a short book about this guy who turns into a bug, and it's really strange, but you can analyze it from all these different points of view. We're doing Hamlet, so we do a Shakespeare in here. I do a lot of poetry. Poetry was my big thing in college. I like being able to read a poem and like figure out if it's iambic pentameter or trochaic hexameter or whatever. We try to figure those out. That's quite high-level poetry stuff, but we work on it. And of course, quests throughout the entire year, and then I end fourth quarter with a reflection project about their 4 years in high school. It's a really good way to kind of finish high school. It just ends so fast, and it's kind of crazy by the time the year ends. Other things I wanted to mention. Oh goodness, I was running out of time. Essays this year. So we're writing some in-class essays. We file them away in that green file bin up there. Every once in a while, I will select one at random. That kind of keeps students on their toes with trying to always write a good in-class essay. But I also allow them the chance once. I haven't exactly figured out how many times we're going to do this. This is a new process for me, so I'm trying it out. Where they can take one of their in-class essays and revise it and turn it in as a revised final draft, so they have the opportunity to improve on their writing. And of course, Quest. There's essays for Quest. I don't have my Quest essay separate from my English curriculum. It should be good writing. So a lot of redos and revisions throughout the year for that. Let's see. Outside reading, we just picked our outside reading books. We'll have checkups as the quarter goes on just to make sure everyone's staying on top of their outside reading. Participation, I remember in high school, it was just this arbitrary thing. Everyone was assigned some kind of participation grade. I hate that. Participation in my class is actually the assignments we do in class. So the Utopia project would be participation grade. So there's no arbitrary teacher deciding what your score is. And I think I kind of covered everything. I tried to go fast to make it in time.